Hey everyone, today we are going to explore the Camp Bison prison farm in northern Ontario, Canada. We have to take a bunch of these treacherous dirt roads with a bunch of potholes and floods. Certain areas are super tight. You look up at the power poles, there's no more wires or anything hanging from them. They've been long torn down, falling apart. These roads are really tight. This place used to house over 800 inmates at its peak, where with minor offenses. This place is over 35,000 acres of farmland. These roads are pretty bad. Today was pretty interesting driving up here on the highway. The Highway 400 has so many fences to keep turtles off the highway, to keep deer off the highway, to keep moose off the highway. There's lots of massive culvert pipes that are just for animals to walk through. Every highway ramp has cattle gridding, so moose and stuff can't walk onto the highway, which is really cool. Gotta be very careful on these dirt roads. We're pulling a trailer with supplies. This road, I can tell, during storms becomes a raging river with all the erosion we're seeing. Lots of butterflies in the road too. We've reached a intersection. We're supposed to be going left. Straight has a big flood. Gotta be careful we don't get stuck somewhere dumb out here with a trailer. Cannot turn around on these roads. I'm assuming there'll be a spot to turn around since other people have been driving down here. Road's getting tight again, and here's a big flood we gotta drive through. Whoosh. Another 3 kilometers of this stuff. Ooh. That was a bit muddy underneath that one. Here's a really big bump. Trailer made it over that, and it's a dead end. They put a giant pile of dirt here. I think we got enough space to turn the trailer around though, but it's not gonna be fun. Not gonna be fun at all. All right, everyone, we have reached a dead end, so we got to walk now about almost a 6-kilometer round trip. So right here is like an ATV trail going up on the train tracks where it says no trespassing, but I don't think we're going to be taking the train tracks, and it's pretty steep. Gonna have a good hike out here, probably be gone a few hours. Hopefully we don't get robbed while we're out, but The trailer we had to disconnect, not too bad. I keep most of the weight in the rear of the trailer so we can pick up its tongue and walk with it. So the railroad track there said no trespassing, but I think this is literally where we have to go. It looks like this is why we can't drive to it, because we have to cross the train tracks. So we left it parked there. You can tell these are active train tracks. Got the nice telegraph poles way down there. It's red, so that means a train might be on its way. No, I think that would be green if a train was on its way. Okay, so looks like we're gonna follow an ATV trail for the next half hour or so. All right, we got some obstacles. The road here is flooded out, nice swamp, and it looks like it was beavers and someone's been dismantling it. So the water there actually looks quite deep. Over there looks a little shallower, but is this a very sturdy grate? Can that be stood on? No, that grate feels like it's made out of wood actually. So we're gonna have to walk through here. Maybe. All right, the water actually is not as deep as it appears. See that? It's just very dark and disgusting. Very murky water, very rusty water. There's the old culvert, or a piece of it anyways. This water I also can smell. It's pretty stinky. Wow, look at all the butterflies. Lots of little butterflies. All right, everyone, the trail is nice now, but here's a screenshot of where we're going. The road actually ends, and it looks like we might have a little bit of rough terrain to cover before we actually get to the prison, which is visible from Google Images. They're everywhere, these butterflies. These ones aren't taking off. Got a wide variety of wildflowers, lots of daisies, wide open fields. I'm assuming this is where prisoners used to farm stuff, since it was a farm camp, and it has 35,000 acres. When we first came in here, I was a little concerned that we wouldn't be able to come all the way out here because there was so many no trespassing signs around random fields, but stayed on the road and nothing once we got out here, except for the railroad company, which every railroad company I know of does that for legal reasons, in case you get hit. We zoom in, and over there is mowed, it looks like. It might just because it's far away, because there's no way we can see what we're going to yet with that hill in the way. Another almost 3-kilometer walk. A lot of willow trees, butterflies, bees, but they're gentle bees. Bumblebee doesn't want to sting you. Wow, look at the amount of butterflies we're about to walk over. There's so many of them. Wow. A lot of times they cluster because there's some sort of mineral there. Don't know about this type of butterfly. There's more of them. Look at that. About to walk through another big grouping. That's awesome. Look at this weird anthill. All right, it looks like we're about to get into a shaded part of the trail, which is going to be pleasant, out of the sun. We're starting to get a bit sweaty, and also, usually when you enter a shady area, the deer flies stop following you. I have a few deer flies following me, flying around my head. Got bit by a couple of them while detaching and reconnecting the trailer. And these butterflies, it looks like we're pushing them along as we scare them. They're absolutely everywhere. The trail's gonna get a little overgrown. not too bad because I suspect other people are coming to visit. There's a sign up on that pole, which is so old, it's peeled off, it's illegible. So I'm assuming that was probably a no trespassing sign at some point. But this place has been closed a good 50 years. I wonder how stable the prison will even be. Wonder if it'll even be safe to walk around in or not. Don't know. It's a beautiful day. Right now it's about 68 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 19 degrees Celsius. Nice breeze. The deer flies, if I don't keep brushing my fingers through my hair, land and they kind of try to burrow down into my hair and bite through the scalp, just like they do on a deer, I guess. 10 minutes later, the cluster of butterflies is still following along. It's slightly more overgrown. All right, everyone, we're still walking through the cloud of butterflies. They're all kind of following us. Now we're being surrounded by trees, no more open fields. Oh, wow, the butterflies just picked up even more. These are everywhere. Trail is still pretty decent. We're not actually brushing against any super tall grass. This area looks like it was probably logging. Now we're about to go down a hill, which will be very pleasant after walking up for the past 20 minutes. The butterflies just settled down, but we're about to stir up a whole bunch more of them. Look at them all. Yep, we're stirring them back up. I see ATV tracks. It's so far out, so maybe this place won't be vandalized like the ones that have very easy access. Pretty soon there's going to be lots of raspberries along this trail. Nice. The trail's going to get shady and downhill. All right, everyone. We've reached the bottom of the hill. The deer flies are still horrible. I'm still having to move my hand around constantly above my head to prevent them from landing and biting. We got bug spray on, but they don't care, deer flies. They'll land right on it in front of your face and bite you. Got a little sinkhole forming. Ooh, this is kind of cool. Those big rocks over here. Yeah, the deer flies are getting considerably worse as we walk. I've never in my life experienced deer flies this bad. I experienced them pretty horribly at my house a month ago. Then I started filming in northern Maine, and they were bad there. Now they're bad here in northern Ontario. I keep following them as their cycle goes north. Look at that. We got moose tracks. There's a lot of moose track signs. Or I mean, a lot of moose crossing signs up here. And we actually saw moose yesterday, a bit south, a couple hours south. Slept overnight at a Walmart. This far north, it was very pleasant at night, very cool with the windows open. The temperature is actually dropping as we're walking on this trail. Dropped a bit. Now it's about 18 Celsius, or about 66 degrees Fahrenheit. Nice and cool. Nice shady trail, nice breeze. But every time I brush my fingers through my hair, there's more deer flies that have buried themselves trying to bite me. At this point, we're only a little bit more than halfway to the actual prison. We're about maybe 2/3 of the way to where it says the road ends, then it looks like a bushwhack. But for all I know, it might just continue as is. Right now, there's a couple of frogs that are hopping out of the way. We're still following along that moose's trail. All right, we got some more flooded areas, which are probably beavers plugging the culverts. Look out here. It's very pretty. A lot of lily flowers, nice rocky ledges, big beaver lodge way back there. Very pretty. Walking through these puddles. Oh, lots of tadpoles and a frog. Got more floods up here. There's probably a clogged culvert from years ago. Oh, a snake! More moose tracks. More flooded out areas. No moose, but this is the kind of place you'd see them. Now it's getting shady again. Wonderful nature walk. Still following the moose tracks, still following a few ATV tracks. Here's more water. Coming up, there's going to be a much, much bigger pond that the Google satellite map is showing. And if I zoom in, oh, another frog really close to the map. It doesn't look like we have to bushwhack anything. The road actually goes around the Rocky Mountain area I'm seeing if you zoom really close in. So that's exciting. We have a nice flat road like this going all the way there, but it's going to be a bit longer than we thought because online it's showing us in a straight line. All right, here is the bigger body of water, which actually isn't bigger, but it looks bigger on the map for some reason. I can tell this is a built-up beaver dam along the road because they wanted a deeper pond. Got some nice cliffs. Northern Ontario has so many rocky cliffs, so many rocky dips full of water. And we're gonna have to be careful going through this one. Lots of little fish. Hopefully we can make this through without flooding the boots because this goes on a ways. Oh, big frog. There was a little frog too. Yeah, right here seems like a pretty good trail. Oh, more frogs everywhere. This reminds me of my frog pond at home. As you're walking on the edge, they just keep plunging. Yep, so far so good. Very nice trail. Water there is not too deep. It's about as high as the boots, so probably would accidentally flood them. There's so many teeny frogs all over the place. Squishy. Looks like somebody brought an ATV through this part. Now it's getting pretty deep. Gotta be very careful not to flood the boots. Oh, another big frog. Ooh, getting deep. Getting deep. Instead of going through here, I'm gonna try to go through here, but we're gonna have to check for ticks later. This is probably the best bet to not get wet through going through here. So we're stuck with the choice of ticks or flooded boots. And here's some sort of animal trail. All right, gonna be a little bit of a bushwhack. Frogs laughing. Oh, we can come back out here. This is very shallow now, for the time being anyways. Got a lot of trickling water. beavers have certainly clogged the culvert pipes. And after 50 years, the culvert pipes could have also just failed. A lot of tadpoles, fish, frogs moving away from us. Is it gonna get super deep again where we have to get up on the edge? Maybe, but I think that's the end of it right there. Just gotta move slowly, not to flood the boots. All right, everyone, this has actually flooded the road because of this teeny little fresh beaver dam. I'm gonna knock it down a little bit so the water level drops a bit for us. Let's see if I can get over there without flooding my boots. I'm very, very close. You gotta get up out of here, hopefully. Yep. Oh, got a little bit of water in. That's okay. Bunch of little frogs. Beavers are gonna be angry. This should drain quickly. There's not much of it. All right. Now the current's starting to help me rip it apart. All right, just wait like 5 minutes and this water will drop back shallow enough for everyone's boots. All right, everyone, it was far more simple to just remove this teeny beaver dam flooding the road. Now this will drop the whole road back to boot level so no one gets flooded out. There's a little trail here, whether it's humans or animals, I don't know. But this will drain back very quickly. It was a very easy beaver dam to remove. Could tell it was very fresh, already dropping back. Dropping back pretty fast, but you see, still dangerous levels for flooding boots. Let's give it a couple of minutes. Right here, look at this mushroom. That's been being eaten by a slug. This is probably humans avoiding that deepest spot. Still waiting for it to drain back. It's very difficult to be able to even tell how deep it is since the water's so dark and murky from all the rotten material. But by taking these little detour trails, which I'm sure are people, a moose would never avoid it like this. We don't have to wait the 5 minutes. We can just go around it pretty well. All right, everyone, now that we've made it through that, that'll be probably drained by the time we get back. Oh, our troubles aren't over yet. The beavers have created another massive flood across the road. This honestly would have been a lot of fun to drive through if those train tracks weren't at the beginning. But other humans have made us some trails to easily avoid it, which is really nice. This trail's actually in great shape. Here's a beautiful view. Look at that. Another big beaver lodge. So many beautiful little ponds up here. That same beaver has a dam right here. That's what's holding up this pond. I believe all this area here on the sides of the roads used to be farm fields for the prison. And here's a good shot too. Beaver dam holding up. Good 3 feet of water there. There's a bunch of boxes we keep passing for underground utilities, which are definitely not working anymore. We keep seeing lots of areas with pushed over grass, which are very likely beaver trails, them crossing back and forth to their ponds. Interesting, there's a big pile of rocks in the middle of the road to block you from going to this, I'm assuming. Yeah, it looks like someone made a trail going all the way around it. Beautiful flowers. Yep, they took an excavator, made a big hole here to prevent anyone from driving down here. All right, nothing could fit through there, not even an ATV, but here we go. All the ATVs made a nice road around it. Hear those calls? What kind of birds or ducks were those? The fields of this place are beautiful. One more corner and we should see the building coming up. About 5 minutes. The deer flies have become horrible once again. All right, everyone, we're beginning to go around a gradual corner. The building should be visible here unless there's some trees in front of it. There's someone's clothing with coyote poop on it. Maybe wolf poop. Supposedly they're way out here. You can hear a train in the background. Here's another barricade in the road to try to stop you from coming here. I think it's going to be right around this corner. More butterflies down in the ditch. The ATVs took the trail around. There are some old remnants out here. Some old things from the farm. Maybe that's an old sprinkler system. Not sure. There's some nice flowers with the butterflies on them. Where's that building? Any moment as we go around this corner. More structures out there. All right, everyone. Here's the first view of it that we're seeing. Got very little graffiti because it is very, very far out in the middle of nowhere. Most people aren't willing to do this 1 hour flooded walk. There's a couple of buildings. All the windows are removed. All the metal bars look like they've been removed. Scrappers probably. It's probably why so many barricades out in the middle of nowhere. Over here, a little building. Looks like over there they had their own power plant or something, I'm assuming. All looking very nice. Zooming up on the roof. There's a lot of trees growing up there. A lot of decay to the brickwork too. Let's move on in. The brickwork right here is actually really beautiful. Look under there. Over here's an old beat up truck. How do you think that happened? Demolition derby, ran it off a cliff. Bunch of bullet holes in it. This looks very nice. Maybe this was the main entrance. That right there is probably vandalism. A lot of people will bring out sledgehammers to places like this to purposely destroy them. So, I guess we're gonna head on in. This looks like the main entrance. Okay, here we go. Look at that creepy drawing over there on that building. Someone had a fire here. Lots of beer. More fires. 1958. What does this even say here? Let's make sure it all focuses so anyone can read this. Every window smashed. This likely was sledgehammers. It looks kind of like an old school. I doubt we'll see anyone here with such a far overgrown walk. Amazing, the drop ceiling is all destroyed. Haven't seen any yet, but there's probably asbestos in here. There's a stairwell going upstairs and down to the basement. We can check on after. In the front of the prison, this was probably the main offices. All right, we got cells. Yep, teeny little cells. There was probably heavy duty bars on all of the windows, which are all stolen. We're not going to take a peek in every single one. There's just too many of them. During a rainy day, this is probably very leaky. I see stalactites being formed on the ceilings, meaning it's a very leaky building. There's chairs and furniture. Wonder where that came from. I'm not seeing toilet holes, but I do see smashed toilets. Let me take a good look. This one here is very nice. There's probably a sink, maybe a toilet on the wall here. Probably a wall-mounted toilet. That's what these little maintenance closets are. All the plumbing. Here's a very scary door. It's a stairwell that no one's, looks like, been able to get open. Yeah, we're not opening that. And look at the wood. That's very creepy in itself. The wood looks brand new, like it can't be more than a few years old. Because see, just humidity sticking to this nail, see how it's making the mark on the wood? It's creepy that that's so new. What's this big room? Someone's been sleeping in here. Probably campers. I don't think homeless would be this far out. Cool. Maybe a break room for the staff or something. Looks like there's some fire damage on the ceiling, but no fire damage to any of the furniture in here at all. Very awesome. All right, so more cells. There's a rain barrel in this one. Full of water, right up to that crack. Yep, someone smashed the wall open. This is where all the toilet pipes are. So yep, they look like they were all wall mounted. Tons of insulation. Even though we're in the middle of nowhere, we could still find a crazy person in here. So that's why we're ready with bear spray, just in case. Oh. Wind's blowing a bunch of random objects. There are a lot of belongings left over. There's lots of smashed toilets. I'm assuming that there's not as many smashed toilets in certain areas because people probably had fun throwing them out the windows or something like that. Surprised no one took this stainless steel sink during the scrapping. Lots and lots of bricks brought out into the hallway. Was it some sort of renovation, or the way it looks, they removed all the bricks underneath the windows. Maybe it was an organized scrapping effort. Maybe it wasn't actually theft. If they brought all the bricks out nicely, neatly into the hallway like this to take all the metal, maybe it was scrapped by the province and not just some thief. This is cool. Now we're in the shower room. I'll shut the light off now. We don't necessarily need it. Yeah, it made it a lot better actually. Here's the maintenance area for all the plumbing, sewage. So I'm assuming, yep, this is all showers. This is a giant shower pan where people would line up. And here's benches, like a locker room to get dressed. The ceiling's falling apart. It looks like it was plaster, not a drop ceiling after all. Taking a look out the window into the wide open fields. I wonder what this is. Is it a sewage treatment thing? There's some kind of pit out there. I'm kind of curious if we remember to go look at it. Look at the exterior of the building. It's really, really crumbling. Remember, winters here are extraordinarily cold in northern Ontario. Like right now, it is heat wave weather down in Toronto and other places. When up here, like I said, it's 18 Celsius, 66 Fahrenheit. Nice and cool up here, but yet it's just as bright and sunny. How we doing on power? Pretty well. Got 63% battery. I started on 68. So maybe let's head to the second floor or the basement after a few nice photos. All right, everyone. Looking outside the window of the shower room, look at all the decay over here on this building. Look at it all just falling apart compared to here. Like a whole layer of bricks was lost. Now that could have just fallen off, maybe triggered by them removing all the steel. Who knows? Maybe someone came out here with a machine gun and just fired at it. I don't know, but I think it's just natural. Up there, all the wood's exposed. It looks like a tarred roof, which doesn't last that long without maintenance. Look up here in the windows. Look at that. There's grass growing out of the windowsills. There's a robin up there on the roof. And look at this place, is huge. We've only explored one wing of the building, and I think there's 4 or more. If we look down here, this, I would assume, is a giant septic tank that they'd pump out. Or maybe that thing I showed earlier is a sewage treatment plant. All right, let's try to get to another floor. I think to get to another floor, we got to go all the way to the end of the hall. That's where the stairs are. And that stairwell, remember, was locked with the creepy, very fresh-looking wood. So we got to get, I think, back to the main hallway where we came in. What is it? Oh, I'm wrong. Thank you. Here's another stairwell. Should we go to the creepy basement or second floor first? Basement first, okay. Look at all the tiles and crap falling off the wall. And we also got an easy way out. I love this kind of flooring. It reminds me of my school. This building is built just like a school. Right, everything's still solid. Down here looks like it floods. This doesn't look like prisoners lived here. It's very cool though. Ooh, it's a bird. Creepy. Boiler rooms and stuff. I don't see asbestos, but I'm assuming birds and stuff perching on all the pipes has probably removed everything. It's very wet. I don't see really water lines on the walls, so it doesn't look like it floods. It just looks like it's consistently wet. There's algae all over the floor. What am I seeing everywhere? It's very light. That might be asbestos all over the floor. You tell me in the comments. It kind of looks like pavement, but it's light, like styrofoam. Is that some sort of asbestos? I'm assuming it's insulation or fireproofing of some type, since this is probably the boiler room. And look, the whole wall was covered in whatever this is. See, it was just stuck on there. That black stuff you see is the glue that was holding it on there. Old rotten table. I'm guessing it's fireproofing. It might just be insulation. But a building from the 50s, I'd guess it's asbestos if it's fireproofing. Over here we got some boiler stuff, and yep, the first definite asbestos that I'm noticing. That right there is asbestos, this white paneling you see peeling right here. Yep. What's this? Some kind of piston. That's kind of cool. Zoom out. Look in here. That's all asbestos covering these pipes. There's so much asbestos in here. Be careful not to tread too much. Look at this scary pit. Get the light on in there. Oh wow, look. There's pits down there. There's a lot of wind blowing out of there alongside the asbestos. Don't want to stay breathing there. Okay, there's a very angry robin. Where's the bird's nest? Right there maybe? The robins are very angry. And there's a bird's nest right there. I had baby robins at my house recently. They were just as angry anytime you'd go near their babies. Spectacular building. Oh, wow. Yes, this is the power plant over here. I wonder if we go outside on the... Oh, actually, let's walk around the building and come back in that stairwell. Maybe we can find a way into the power plant without going in that creepy asbestos pit over there. But anything like a power plant, anything that gets hot is going to have asbestos around it. But it's best to minimize walking near it. And be careful, there could be nails here. But we both have our boots on with puncture-proof soles. Yeah, lots of asbestos in there. Another reason why this building's probably standing. No one wants to deal with the removal of this stuff. The whole power plant. Lots of metal window frames here on the ground. Someone in my comments will know what this means. Thank you. I'm walking over here to this building now. I hear water trickling. So what is this, everyone? What's this big thing? It looks like it spins. Yet there's water trickling in here, lots of cattails. The grass, some of this grass is as tall as my face. What's in here? Real quick. Nothing. Just electrical boxes and a pit down to a flooded basement. Creepy. All right, let's try to get into this power plant. All right, I actually wasn't gonna go through that tall grass, but as soon as I heard trickling water, I had to go over there and see what was up. Yeah, those windows are mangled. The Hulk tried to get out of there. All right, be careful. There's gonna be asbestos in here, okay? Don't stir anything up. It's a big plus that it recently rained. Wow, yeah, I'm so glad I made it in here. Look at these boilers. Those are awesome. Back in the 50s, what do you think they were powered with? Coal? I'm assuming it's not coal. This room I'm in right now, okay, it's not a septic tank. Remember from above I was showing this? This is the thing with all the manhole covers. These were probably hatches where they filled big tanks, maybe. This whole room smells like fuel oil. So I'm gonna guess this was diesel running generators. And yep, just like on my oil burning furnace at my house, it's got these gigantic fuel pumps, if that's the right term for them, that sprays diesel in there. A very fine mist of diesel is extremely flammable. I've never seen ones this big, oil burners this big. Usually when we go in these old buildings, they're coal fired. All right, what's in these creepy rooms? Okay, this is like a steam tunnel that goes off to the whole prison. So this is what was maybe electrical and heating. I'm guessing both. Yeah, steam tunnels. Look at this. They'd run steam down here. And look at all the asbestos down there. Yep. Don't get too close to that kind of stuff. Everything on the floor is wet, damp. Asbestos is airborne when it becomes dry. So that's the good news. There's platforms up here to walk on, covered in asbestos that's fallen down. What are these? Toilets? Maybe a janitor sink? Look at the stairs here. Someone stole all the stairs. Someone could monkey up it. There's a bunch of more robin's nest or barn swallow nests. Big tanks over here. a bunch of racks of relays, contactors, and other things. Here's some steam tunnels. Yeah, they're going in the direction to that little shack with the flooded basement, and I'm guessing this water sitting in here is probably level with that flooded basement I tried to go in outside. These, oh wow, this place is amazing. Look at that thick asbestos wrap around that one. Look in this room, everyone. It looks like fake turf, but that's actually real. Look at the moss. That's so cool. Fantastic. Here's another boiler. This one looks like it could have been burning coal. It's got the place to shovel out ash that falls through the grate. Yeah, this one looks maybe coal powered. So what do you think, everyone? Were they all coal powered originally? Maybe, since they have those little doors where you could shovel it into. Maybe these were converted to oil later on. Maybe these were in the winter because it gets so cold up here to heat the place. Maybe this one over here was the generators on a typical day. But nice. Now let's walk around back into the stairwell over here. Got some trails here from other explorers. Maybe a moose. Who knows what could have walked here. So we've been in 1/3 of the building. Okay, there's 3 wings. So maybe we don't have to walk back in this stairwell over here where we came. Maybe we can go into this middle one. Little building here off to the side. I'd say every couple years they probably mow this place. Careful not to fall down the hatches, which I think is how they filled some sort of oil tanks. Here's a nice view up above. Fantastic pictures. Wow. Okay, look at this, everyone. There's a wall down here. I didn't go into the second room down in the oil area. Yep. Over here, we still got our massive, probably 10,000 gallon oil tanks. There's also nails all over the ground. Yep, right here. Yeah, we're not gonna get that off by hand. But I'm assuming that they never cleaned out these tanks. And I'm assuming these tanks are probably leaking onto the floor. That's why the whole inside here smells like diesel. Someone was having good target practice here. There's a lot of bullet shells. All right, into the second wing. You think we'll find anything like a gym? I wonder where the cafeteria is. This looks like loading docks. Yep, loading docks. Someone brought a locker out here. Had some good shooting practice. Looks like someone was shooting slugs. One of the slugs even got, no, that's not a slug, whatever this is, that got stuck in it. 9mm maybe? Someone in my comments will tell me. Someone was having there's a whole tent right there. Can't believe this roof right here is holding that. It's like a foot deep of brick. Piece of roofing here must have flown off the roof during a windstorm. The weathering has made these stairs into nearly a ramp at the bottom. Is this going to open? Probably not. Nope. That is very rusted. Let's find another way in. Well, it looks like there's a way in over here. I'm embarrassed. I didn't think to pull on. I thought it was going to be like the one in the hallway I was kicking earlier. All right, we got a scary basement to look in here too. Here's an elevator shaft. Yep, freight elevator. Going all the way up. The elevator box is down here at the bottom, crashed. Someone was camping here. This is probably the cafeteria. We'll head down into the basement in a minute. More of that asphalt looking insulation. Probably some kind of fireproofing. More asbestos in here, covering that up. Ventilation shafts. Is someone sleeping here? Well, there's a shoe mark on the top. Someone did this to mess with people. And it's worked. There's other footprints of someone tapping to see, is this person alive? Bunch of glow sticks. Oh, I thought that was actually pepperoni. They're red. Yeah, that's a good joke. That's a good joke. Pantry. Cafeteria. There's where we came in. Whoa. Did you throw something? No. Something just dropped. So this is probably the cafeteria. What do we got in here? A couple little stairs. Urinals built right into the wall. A little bathroom. This is so beautiful. Look at the grass blowing out there in the wind. Nice. All right, let's see if we can find this elevator downstairs. Then we can maybe go upstairs to, I think there's more cells above the cafeteria. Lots of water bottles. Looking pretty gross down here. Very wet, nasty, scary. Lots of utility areas. What do you think this room used to be, everyone? Someone burned a tire in here. Very wet. This is a good thing. We won't kick up asbestos down here. So this is just a ventilation room. Very, very big blowers I'm seeing. And these steam pipes probably come from where we were earlier. Yeah, nothing in here is producing heat. It's just moving air around. So here's the bottom of the elevator. Look at those giant pulleys in there. So where does the elevator actually come down? Where's the door? Maybe in here? More steam tunnels. Look at this. This is really cool. It goes way down there. That's awesome. And I'm assuming this goes to the boiler room. That actually may have been where I was standing earlier, right there. Wouldn't be surprised, because it's not that far across that courtyard. I do not see where the elevator came out down here. Here's a cooler. Here's underneath the cafeteria. It's just a maintenance space so they can easily get to the pipes and duct work. So I don't actually know where the elevator comes out. Did I just outright miss it? Because there's a lot of big things down here that they might need to service. I don't see it anywhere. But let's go up to the second floor. Did you happen to see the elevator down there anywhere?
No.
I found the side of it, but not the door. Someone was having a microwave meal in here. No railings going all the way down to the basement. That's one really scary drop. Oop, birds. Here's the top of the elevator, where I was just looking. Please do not feed the skins. So here's all the grass sticking out of the windowsills I saw earlier. What could this room have been? Lots of sticky tiles coming up off the floor. Got a tree growing in here. Some ferns, more beautiful moss. Someone was target shooting in here. Yeah, I thought that was a target at first. It's the bottom of a non-stick pan. That made the perfect target. Got some good leakage in here for the plants. Okay, here's the auditorium, which is really cool. Could have doubled as a gym. Maybe we didn't get to the gym yet. Very rotted out stage. Cool. Very cool. Probably would have been wooden stairs here getting up onto the stage. And that's some really thick flooring. Looks like they actually had real 2-inch boards, unlike these days. And here's where we came in. Let's see what's in this little room. Bathroom, maintenance closet, not meant to be a door, but we can peek through here. And I see stairs over there. Let's see how we can get up top in these windows. Here we go. Ooh, this might go to the roof, the graffiti says. Oh, here's the stairs. Hey, honey, come on up here. I think we might get to the roof. Tight little staircase. Yep, it wasn't lying, it's roof access, but wow, yeah, we can go on the roof. At first I was like, oh, it's just a little hatch for a worker. Someone was shooting up here. Lots of bullet holes on that wall. We can step right out onto the roof. Just gotta be careful of soft spots. Look at that dominant trail of explorers going into there. We have one more wing to explore. I'm a little weary about these dips. Wow. Look at the brickwork on that side. That is perfect. I'm guessing it got destroyed only on certain sides of the building based on the direction of the wind, based on these shaded spots probably don't get the amount of freeze and thaw cycles. It probably stays frozen during those times of year. We also got to get into the second floor of the offices at the entrance somehow. I wonder if they intentionally planted this tree in the courtyard. Probably, I'm assuming. So I'm guessing maybe there was a projector here for prisoners could watch movies. That's what I'm thinking. All right, everyone. Here's another staircase. We're going into the main hallway now, above the entrance where we came in. Yeah, this really shows the parts of the building that are shaded. It's in perfect shape, but the areas that get the freeze and thaw cycles every single day in the spring and the fall are really destroyed, since red bricks hold a lot of moisture. So this is the second floor of cells. We haven't been here yet to this section. Maybe we'll find another staircase. We haven't been through the whole building yet, so you never know if there's someone else in here. And this place is big enough that someone else can easily move around to avoid you. There's another stairwell. All right, this is the final cell block. Got some fire pits in here. Probably an office for the guard. More broken toilets. Looking down at the floor, when this used to be polished up, it would have looked beautiful. See, parts of it are darker pink and black, parts of it are light. Big pile of bird poop right there. Got a barn swallow nest. I'm pretty sure just about all the personal belongings you see are just from campers spending the night. All right, there's a stairwell, our way out. The place was updated enough to have breakers. Yeah. Oop. There's barn swallows. I bet there's babies down here. So this part hasn't been destroyed. This is a slightly more intact shower room. Yeah. Is it? I don't think this is a shower room. What do you think? I see bars in there. Solitary confinement. There was a cell with another door, but there's also stacked glass. There's a shower. Another shower. There's a building, looks like it burned down. So what do you think about this? I would say this is solitary confinement if it wasn't for the glass stacked window that's broken. Maybe it's for a prisoner that just won't shut up. Soundproof cells. There's more of them. And right there, that's just vandalism. Someone comes in here with a crowbar and they're super duper bored. Beautiful view. Take a look at all the barn swallows moving around. They have so many nests in here. A group of pigeons has just landed on the center building. All right, we're on the top floor. Let's go downstairs to another cell block. You can see they had a cutting torch stealing the heavy metal railings. We also have another scary basement to explore. All right, more cells, a bunch of the same stuff. Okay, here's a shower room. Maybe we just didn't go to the other floor of that first building. Maybe that's what it was. I don't think we did, yes. I don't think we went to the second floor of the first wing, so we wouldn't have known. that there was some solitaries up top. We could make our way back there. Now it's time to look at the basement of this one and complete our rounds. If it's like the other buildings, the basement might not have a way out, but we'll see. Oh, we can't access the basement here. So what is it? Is it just steam tunnels? Peek down in here. Just ventilation. This building, I don't even know if it has it. That might be down to the steam tunnels, considering it's not flooded, that little hole. What is this? What kind of bullet's this? Does anyone know what that is? Never seen something like that, that plastic thing in the end of the bullet. Don't know. It's used. Is that a blank? Is that like a... I'm assuming that's a blank. Someone was having a lot of fun. There's flares, there's blanks everywhere. I've never actually held a blank or used a blank, so I'm assuming that's a blank since it needs something to move the gun and kick it out. All right, everyone, this is the first spot that we came in earlier. I want to see if we can get to the second floor and see if they're solitary, see if it's exactly the same layout or not. Take a look at this. Calcium building up from the stalactites in that light fixture, and something weird and dead right here. See, it's got a big tail. All right, everyone, back in the first cell block. Yeah, it's an exact copy with the solitary cells. Same thing as the first building. And look at that, someone even made a swing in there. Okay, not exactly the same layout. There's no showers on this side. Although, completely backwards would mean showers on the other side. Look at that, there's a swing. Okay, let's see. They're gonna be showers, yep. Exact copy. Cool. I'm now noticing in here where all the toilets came in. Look at that, each prisoner also had a little vent leading there. So, steam went out throughout the building, then it heated up inside air exchangers. So the prisoners didn't all have a radiator. So right now we're in the center again. Pretty sure we were here earlier. All right, yep, there's the stage. So make our way back down. And the last place we haven't explored, if we can even get to it, is the second floor of the offices. Ooh. Pretty rusted out. Give this another decade, you probably won't be walking down here.
I'm scared.
All right, here's another slightly messed up staircase. And what's it go to? Pretty flooded, but I want to look around this corner, so I got to walk through the scary water without hopefully getting wet. Scary. All right, not too interesting, but very flooded out. Pretty soon these stairs are gonna start letting people through them. So I'm assuming a guard would sit here in this little center place. Yeah, we were in here earlier. To the left are the bathrooms. Blower fan. Here's another place where somebody was sleeping. So some people just came in here and slept with whatever there was. So we've gone through here a few times. Now there's got to be a staircase leading up into the second floor here. I'm just trying to peek out the window. I don't know why we weren't able to find that. I guess it doesn't connect. Oh yeah, we were just up here. It's a blank wall in the upstairs hallway. It just doesn't go through. Worst case, we'll have to go outside and go up this, which still looks okay. Let's see. Is there a staircase? All right, everyone. So right here, this is kind of interesting. These larger clay bricks kind of look like cinder blocks put together. Making structural walls out of them. More of the prison's offices. Nothing too interesting here. Look at all the plaster walls have just disintegrated into little lumps against all the walls. See, leaving behind what looks like lumps of sand everywhere. Look at that. Lots of moss growing. Asbestos right there against that steam pipe. And over here is the stairs. Oh, I could have went through from this building, but I didn't see it. So, it's just gonna hold me. All right, there's a scary basement to go in. More flooded. This is probably the same flood that we saw earlier. Oh, it's pretty big down here. Water's not too deep. Wow, there's a whole nother hallway. But I'm assuming, yeah, leads right into a flood. Wow. Whoa. Someone made a big fire in here. Looks like a bunch of beds. That is cool. The flood doesn't look that bad down there. All right, everyone. We're heading into this room that's got more of that black insulation. Somebody created a huge fire in here. That right there might go down to a whole nother level of steam pipes. There might be a tunnel underneath this. Assuming that's fireproofing. There's another air exchanger down here. Blower fan. Another one of these scary tunnels. Asbestos. More areas over here. Yeah, that looks like a ceiling there. That opens up into another room. Who knows what there could be down and stuff like that. This place is an absolute maze. Okay, we were in here earlier. This is where we first saw that black stuff. These older buildings have so many little secret tunnels. Such easy access to the utilities. Someone must have stolen the pipes that these hangars once carried. I wonder if the scrappers got all this stuff before they really knew about the dangers of asbestos. That kind of looks like ice cubes floating. But yep, there's another tunnel below us, and those are just access for people to go down inside it. Here's another whole area, probably turns left up there into the other wing, since we're underneath the middle wing. People have filled this hole up, and it's amazing that water is crystal clear in that hole right there. It's amazing. We've explored these kind of buildings for years and never really found anyone in them. So I think those hatches right there are just closed off from the ceiling below or something. Look at this piece of ductwork. Huge. I see daylight down there. That one's a deep one. And we come to a dead end with a bunch of spray paint cans, broken toilet, more air exchangers, and these pipes, I'm guessing, are leading into another, steam tunnels. Oh, a scary ladder. I think we were down in that room earlier. Just a brief look down in here. Going down another half a level. People have made little boardwalks. This one looks like it might. Little scary room. Ooh, looks like some kind of fly larvae. Another dead end in that room. Another dead end in this room. I'm sure somewhere it goes around. It's just a maze throughout these basements, which is really, really cool. Right now we're underneath the offices. Lots of shelves. Asbestos, rot taking over these shelves, and over on this side, a bit more of the same stuff. Office spaces. There's benches in here. This probably was a locker room for employees, I'm guessing. All right, everyone, this is our final place, the second floor of the offices, where there's a blank wall right there. If that wall wasn't there, it would go right into the second floor cell block. This is more office space, stuff like that. We're right above the main entrance of the place. Yeah. So if we come out right here, here's that staircase I mentioned possibly taking earlier if we couldn't find another way in. So if that wall wasn't there, we'd be able to go right through like you can on the first floor. Probably for safety reasons, they only want one door actually leading to where the prisoners are. This place is cool. We are so deep in the middle of nowhere. Deep in the wilderness. Just small towns around here. As we continue on our journey further north into the wilderness. Right, and I think we're about done. We've been below here, we've been upstairs, been around just about every part of the building, minus a couple passageways for steam pipes. Time to shut our flashlight off. Now this flashlight was a good investment. 100,000 lumen flashlight. On its high setting, it even has that cooling fan. It's hot to the touch. It can burn you if I just let it sit against me. This was an awesome explore. I'm going to try to explore that little teeny building on the way out that's in that little tree island. Here's a more close-up look at this truck. Can anyone tell me what it is? Lots of bullet holes Absolutely destroyed. More electrical stuff. Yeah, there's even a bird's nest in there. It's likely a wren, the way it's built. I have a lot of wrens in my house. It's a Dodge. All right, everyone, we're on our way back. See this big dip here? Bet you there's a culvert here. And must still be working. Somewhere down in this tall grass. Yep, there's 100% a culvert right there. And on the other side, I'm gonna have to check for ticks tonight, but I wanna walk out to this little building which has no trail. More sleeping bags. The cicadas are out. All right, the grass here is almost to my waist. The seeds are about up to my chest or chin. Where I'm walking now is very lumpy. It feels like some water grass. But I really want to see what this little building is. So I'm walking off the trail. Gonna have to check for ticks tonight, but honestly, I've never had a tick on me in my time exploring Canada. Someone drove an ATV in here. Maybe I can easily follow their tracks out later. Just looking down at the grass blowing in the wind is like messing with my brain. You know, it's like wavy, throwing you off your perception of the ground. So right here, this used to hold a big oil tank to run something over inside here. Gotta be careful, very uneven ground. Completely rotted building, but this plant is really nice. Look at those berries. Nice looking. These are all beautiful stone buildings too. I mean, brick buildings. The entrance of the place was stone. Here's some trails of people walking around it. Don't have to worry as much as usual because we do have nail-proof soles in our boots now. There's an access point full of water down inside there. Take a peek in here. Can't really tell what the building is anymore. Who knows? A lot of electrical. It could have been some guard out in the field, someone's post. Don't really know. But it looks like it had its own generator for some reason. Maybe when this place was built, it completely relied on its own power down in the basement there. But those power lines I was showing at the beginning of the video, there's no evidence that this place had any power ever leading to it. All those poles I was showing at the beginning of the video, they don't lead out here. It only leads partially down the road. And I don't think they would have removed any of that stuff. Although there are underground service boxes popping up along this road. And I'm pretty sure that was probably just underground telephones. It being so rural, they didn't want them to break, I guess, on their way out here. But yep, that building had probably its own generator. Maybe it was just to run the heating system. Because I do notice the building has an electrical mast, which means it was getting power probably from somewhere else. So more than likely it was just a heating oil tank for heat. Probably got its power from the main building. It would be stupid to spend the money on a generator when the big building has its own power. I love compounds like this in the middle of nowhere. Their own power plants. Super cool. The prisoners here weren't serious offenders. They got to run this farm all around it. It's what all these fields are. I bet if it was a maximum security, it probably would still be open because it's so far in the middle of nowhere. In the wintertime, you'd probably die if you escaped, being this far north. Also, this far north, unlike where I live in Maine, I couldn't believe it. 10:30 at night. The sun is just about setting. I'm used to it getting darker around 8:30. We have a lot more daylight this far north in the summertime. Because, you know, places down south closer to the equator, their power or their daylight is pretty even around the equator. You have even days, even nights, around 12 hours right at the equator. Well, up north in the summer, you have very long days. In the winter, you have very short days. If you go far enough, you have like a month of the year that stays daylight and a month that stays darkness. It's pretty cool. Someday I hope to visit like far northern Canada or Alaska. I'm following this ATV trail right now instead of going over those pipes again. And I wish I did go through their ditch, their barricade. It's a long detour for the ATV. And the deer flies are after me again. We still got almost an hour walk through all those flooded beaver swamps before we get back to the vehicle. It's far out in the middle of nowhere. Ooh, a bunch of frogs. You also gotta worry, is someone gonna mess with the vehicle while you're gone? It's also sometimes a concern. Out here in the middle of nowhere. We've never seen really another human in most of these places. Sometimes you will see another explorer, but it's rare. You wonder when people do all the graffiti. Probably people camping at night. We usually avoid the peak of tourist season and weekends. Then you get these places all to yourself to make videos of. I wonder if that beaver swamp will be drained. We'll probably be back to that area in another 20 minutes. All right, this detour was not worth it on foot. I had to walk a couple hundred feet to get around a 20-foot area. All right, everyone, we're back to that area where I removed part of a beaver dam, and look, it's only halfway up the boots now in the deepest spot. We don't have to take any of those side trails now. See, the water's barely trickling compared to what it looked like before. And here's what it looks like after. It drained a bit. Look at all the little fish in the water. Yeah, there's a lot of frogs. They're everywhere. Back there on the trail, there was a toad the size of a black ant. Teeny little thing. Look at all the frogs hopping around. So many green frogs. The river, the beavers have made the road into a little river. Wow, look at this. We have a little geyser in the road. If I had to guess, there's a culvert pipe underneath this that isn't plugged, and the water pressure is coming out of there because it's plugged at the exit. That's what my guess would be. Now this area, it's going to be a little bit too deep, so carefully, we've got to get up onto the side like before. Flooded boots. All right, everyone, we're about 10 minutes away from the vehicle. Be back there in a moment. Look at all these daisies. They're covered in butterflies. We have a bunch of butterflies just like on the way there. Whole swarm of them following along. Not as many. I think you dropped that. Not as many horseflies. They're definitely not as annoying. Haven't really had any bite me on the way back. Probably because the wind is a bit stronger. We're about to cross the railroad tracks again in maybe 5 minutes. Here's some old animal enclosures. Didn't see them on the way in. Oh, the train's coming. I don't know if I'll make it out to the tracks or not, but I see the tracks right there. We got that little section of flooded road here with the nasty water from the beginning of the video. The train's pretty far away. I think I'll make it to the tracks. Yep. Those train horns are a bit away. I think I have a good chance of making it. Got to go carefully through the water so I don't flood myself out. It's very murky. It's actually not quite as deep as it looks. Trying to get the train on camera. And the truck is parked right there on the other side of the tracks. The only reason we can't bring the truck down here is because of the tracks. They didn't want to maintain a railroad crossing to an abandoned building. That's what it is. And you can see those multiple attempts of blocking the road to stop people from going down there with ATVs. What track's it going to be on? Yep, I can see my truck. And yep, look, just like I said at the beginning of the video, we got a green light down there. Train's on its way. Here it comes 20 minutes later. I think it stopped for a cruise shift or something. That was a lot of train for only 2 locomotives. And a few of those refrigerated cars are having some issues, puffing out black smoke if you saw that. That was awesome. Really long train. I think that's the first freight train I've ever filmed in Canada. Now this right here years ago used to be a railroad crossing, but they've blocked it off. Time to get back in the truck. All right, everyone, we're back on the road. Ooh, that was a tree. This road's tight. We got a few deer flies in here, but they don't bite you once they're in the vehicle. They are just trying to escape now. So now we're going down the same dirt road and we're on our way out. We didn't get stuck down here, and thankfully there was enough room to disconnect the trailer and drive by it. So that worked out nice. The trailer is about 3,500 pounds, but most of the weight's on the axle, so the 2 of us can pick it up and spin it around if need be on a dirt road like this, as long as it's flat. Alright everyone, I hope today's video was interesting. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Pretty rocky here. Gotta be extra careful on these roads, especially hauling a trailer out here. So the trailer, we got a bunch of extra gas and supplies for spending a lot of time out in the woods.